Hello. Well, Nelson Mandela, the father and architect of a modern democratic South Africa, has now been laid to rest in his home village of Qunu. 10 days of official mourning have now come to an end. Across this beautiful valley plain here in his home village rang out the sound of a lone trumpeter playing the last post in the last half an hour, signalling that he had been laid to rest. The proceedings throughout the day have been relayed on a giant video speaker here so that people can get their view of exactly what's been happening throughout the day. 3 helicopters trailing the South African flag and a flypast by the South African Air Force also signaled the proceedings coming to an end here, and there was a 21-gun salute. But before all that, a special ceremony was held, a funeral service in a giant tent for 4,500 mourners. Here's Peter Barnes.
On a perfect summer morning, they came to honour South Africa's greatest son, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, the man who once declared, "The struggle is my life." Thousands of members of the armed forces are on duty to ensure that this global event passes off without incident. Inside the Grand Marquee in Qunu, the coffin was followed by Mr. Mandela's family and closest friends. A former comrade from the prison days on Robben Island said Madiba had gone to join the A-team of the ANC.
I have lost a brother. My life is in a void, and I don't know who to turn to. Thank you very much.
The mourners also heard from one of Mr. Mandela's granddaughters.
We shall miss you, Tatomkhulu. We shall miss your stern voice when you were not pleased with our behavior. We shall miss your voice as you told us stories of your childhood. We shall miss your laughter.
South Africa's president, another former prison comrade, said the country would continue to rise despite the passing of Nelson Mandela.
Today marks the end of an extraordinary journey that began 95 years ago. It is the end of 95 glorious years of a freedom fighter, a dedicated and humble servant of the people of South Africa.
President Kaunda, please come forward.
This is both an emotional reunion of old friends and a final goodbye. The like of which South Africa has never seen before. Peter Biles, BBC News.
Let's just show you some of the pictures now of the scene before, just before Nelson Mandela's body was lowered into the ground. This is what happened as the body waited to be laid and interred. Members of his family, Graça Machel, his ex-wife, Winnie Mandela, and of course President Jacob Zuma, there just before Nelson Mandela's body was interred and lowered into the ground. And while this was taking place, as I say, the last post was being sounded. And a flypast took place involving 3 helicopters trailing the South African flag and a flypast by South African jets. Well, Nelson Mandela was born not too far away from the village that he grew up in. He grew up here in Qunu, but he was actually born in Mvezu, which is a few kilometers from our position here. Nomsa Maseko is there for us now. Nomsa, just take us through the reaction there during today's funeral proceedings.
Well, villagers here were very, very silent as they watched Nelson Mandela's funeral service on the big screen. You know, we were hearing of cheering and ululation from other parts, but here in this village, people were very, very quiet. In fact, they are still in the tent that has been set up for them, and behind where the people are seated, there were 2 nurses and 2 stretchers waiting just in case there are mourners who are overcome by grief. A lot of people here also did not come to this public viewing area that has been set up for them by government, because they told us that they preferred watching the service at home.
The state of the nation at the time, and now you have, you know, nothing but the truth. Here's the country of South Africa. You know,
Nomsa, just give us a little bit more flavour about the mood there. Clearly today was going to be one of mixed emotions, sadness that Nelson Mandela is being laid to rest, but also a chance to celebrate an extraordinary life.
Well, here in Mvezo there were not much celebrations, but it was actually a somber mood. People were taking reflections, talking fondly though of Nelson Mandela, saying that he is one of their greatest sons, and that they were quite saddened about the fact that they were not able to go to Qunu and actually attend the funeral service itself, but they are grateful that something has been set up for them here, and after the service is concluded, they will be given lunch.
Okay, Nomsa Maseko there in Mvezu, Nelson Mandela's birthplace. Thanks very much indeed for that. Well, many of the mourners who came here and many of the local people who watched the proceedings on a giant screen just down the valley here are beginning to drift away now. South Africa now has to get used to life without Nelson Mandela and look to the future. As I say, 10 days of official mourning are now drawing to a close. Back to you.